How's it going, everybody? Welcome to General Hospital MV, my GH After Show. Let's get into it. Last Friday's episode ended with an exploding car, and to no one's surprise, it wasn't Carly and Jason's. Can you imagine? So I guess the 5 families are the 3 families now, unless, of course, Joey Novak comes back from whichever country he was shipped off to, which I'm sure he will. So Jason and Carly got to enjoy their wedding reception. Honestly, as much as I didn't enjoy the reception, I have to give credit where credit is due. I thought that the episode was shot brilliantly, directed brilliantly, the set was great, the camera angles were good. You could tell it was a much bigger set because the camera work, you could tell that the cameras were far away. Sorry, I'm nerding out again, I'll stop. Sorry, I just love that shit. Did anyone catch that moment between Spixie? I was like, oh, be still my heart. Spinelli was like, you reminded me of the old Maxie, and I was like, yes, she really did. She was her bubbly self in that brief moment, and then it was destroyed by Nina calling her and telling her that Peter August was alive. More on that later. Jason and Carly snuck off from their wedding reception early, and when they got back to the house, they contemplated consummating their marriage a little bit, except oops, Sonny's back in Port Charles. After Sonny shares some harsh but rightfully deserved words for Nina, he takes Jax up on his offer to take his private jet back home to Port Charles, and when Sonny gets home, he literally walks through the door. For a mob family, they sure lack security. Sonny wouldn't even have a key at this point, so how did he even get in the house in the first place? He then goes upstairs and reunites with Carly and Jason, who did not have sex, but Carly faints. Honestly, I thought that the reunion between Sonny, Carly, and Jason was really sweet, and it went exactly how I expected it to. They basically gave him the rundown of what's been happening with the mob business and how they ended up having to get married, all the reasons that led up to it. I had to laugh when Jason was bringing up that he was framed for Franco's murder, and Sonny was just like, oh, Franco's dead? No loss there. Now, as for Sonny, he kind of gave the condensed version of what happened to him. He said that he washed up on shore in Pennsylvania, he had a dream about his dad, he got found by a hiker in the woods, taken to a hospital, and that this nice couple took him in and took care of him while he didn't remember anything. What he didn't do is bring up Nina at all. Now, Sonny seemed to understand why Jason and Carly had to get married, but I did get a sense or a hint of insecurity, perhaps. Maybe that's just me, though. That's what I saw. Once that conversation was over, the next thing on the list was to have Sonny reunite with all of his children. Dude's got a lot of kids, and the show finally remembered that Christina Davis exists, and she got to be a part of the reunion as well. Now, I'll be real with you, I wasn't really all that moved by these reunion scenes, with the exception of Christina. Lexi Ainsworth knocked it out of the park, but I felt like all the other actors were just kind of phoning it in, even Maurice. Like, I know everyone in Port Charles is kind of used to people coming back alive by now, but I feel like at least the kids would be an emotional wreck seeing that their dad, who's been dead for the last 9 months, is very much alive. You'd think Sonny would be an emotional wreck too, reuniting with his kids after 9 months. But there were barely any tears except for Christina's. Now, the burning question is, what on earth happens next? Because if I was in the 5 families and there was a meeting called and then suddenly Sonny Corinthos is back and very much alive, I feel like I would just leave the meeting and just be like, you know what? Have a nice day. I'm done. I'm done. Ms. Wu was very loyal to Carly and Jason. I don't know what she's gonna think about this now that Sonny is back. I mean, this is nuts. And there is the matter of Carly admitting to Jason that she was falling in love with him just seconds before Sonny walked through the bedroom door. You know how I see this playing out? I think that Sonny is going to realize that Carly caught feelings for Jason if he hasn't done so already, because he actually slept in the guest room instead of the bedroom with Carly. However, there is the possibility that Sonny may still have feelings for Nina. Sonny had ran into Nina at the cemetery when he was checking out his own grave, which is morbid as hell, and Nina was there because she was visiting her brother's grave, and she mentions that, you know, just because Mike wasn't really a real person doesn't erase the last 9 months. He clearly fell for her. And yes, Sonny is angry, but it doesn't really get rid of all the feelings, right? Now, as for Jason and Carly, Jason was very Jason about it, you know? He was just like, I'm fine with backing off, it is what it is, Sonny's back, you guys belong together, it's done. He even goes to Britt and tells her the news, and Britt's just kind of like, well, she chose Sonny then, hey? Like, Britt was just not phased, and I honestly think that the writers may not be going with Jason and Britt anymore. As much as I love them, and as much as a lot of people actually really did, it just seems like they were really trying to push Jason and Carly, because all of a sudden they're talking about how they have feelings for each other. Jason's, you know, moving in to kiss Carly, and it's it's like the story did a 180 completely. So I think that Jason and Britt might actually be done. Now let's talk about Nina for a second. As I mentioned before, Nina had told Maxie that Peter was alive. Maxie went into full-on panic mode, ran to the Quartermain mansion, and told Brooklyn that Peter has been spotted and that Bailey is in danger. And of course she covered it because Chase was there, and she was just like, well, you know, Valentine and Peter are enemies and he might go after their baby. Chase informed the PCPD and they got all their men out to protect Maxie and the baby and anyone connected to Maxie as well. It still boggles my mind that with all the eyes and ears that Peter supposedly has in town, he hasn't figured out that Bailey is Louise yet. Peter is seriously still in the dark about it. When Nina got back to Port Charles, she went straight to Maxie and told her everything that happened in Nixon Falls, even with the Sonny stuff. And Nina, of course, just wants to make things right for Sonny, and Maxie's like, you can't. And even Phyllis said the same thing to Nina when she was still in Nixon Falls. They didn't even give Nina any sense of hope at all. They were like, no girl, you done messed up. There's no going back from this. Like, this sucks. Like, I ain't judging you, but like, this is the reality of what you did, and this is not good. Like, you won't get any reconciliation with Sonny or any of his loved ones. You made your bed, now you gotta lay in it. Nina also gave Maxie the rundown on what happened with Liesel, how she told Liesel that Peter was alive and that she was supposed to go and kill Peter, but Peter somehow managed to get to Liesel. And so Maxie brings that information to Britt and Scott later on. Meanwhile, poor Liesel is still just trapped on Cassadine Island or wherever the hell she is with Victor Cassadine, and he is apparently just trying to woo her over. Like, I don't know if he's just playing her, because if I were him and I got shot point blank by this lady, I wouldn't be trying to get her back into my bed, you know what I mean? But Victor is a Cassadines, and the Cassadines are crazy, so who knows. Liesel did actually manage to pull a knife on him though. She hasn't stabbed him or slit his throat yet, but you know, she could. She is very resourceful. So yeah, I don't really know what Victor's endgame is here, but what we do know for sure is that he is in league with Peter August. And speaking of which, Anna and Valentine eventually do catch up with Peter. They get to Nixon Falls and they get the rundown from Jax and Nina as to what happened with Peter, and they eventually track him down at this rendezvous point where he's supposed to be meeting up with a driver. Anna holds him at gunpoint, but this is General Hospital, and anytime that someone is held at gunpoint, they just talk and talk and talk and talk until the bad guy gets an opportunity to escape. And that's exactly what happened. Anna and Valentine, aka former WSB super spies, looked away from Peter at their phone, and the dude manages to jump off a cliff and away from them. I'm like, oh my god, this is a nightmare. This is an endless nightmare. When will we be rid of him for good? You know who's more competent than Anna and Valentine? Trina Robinson. This girl managed to figure out that Esme and Spencer are both Ava's stalkers. All she needs to do is prove it, and she recruits Jocelyn and Cameron to try and trap them in some way. They haven't really come up with a game plan yet, but that is the plan. Esme had ran into Jocelyn at the gym, and she brings up the fact that Sonny Corinthos is alive again, and Esme goes to Spencer and Nicholas back at Windermere and tells them the good news. However, this gets Nicholas really excited, and he's like, oh, I gotta get to Ava, and Esme is just like, this is not good. He's gonna use this as an excuse to get back together with Ava because Sonny will protect Ava. And I'm like, hold on, why does Nicholas think that Sonny will do anything for Ava? Like, you know that Sonny hates Ava, right? Like, why is he gonna protect her? I mean, yeah, protect the daughter, maybe, but he has no use for Ava. But yeah, clearly Esme is far more angry about the fact that Nicholas is running towards Ava than Spencer was. I need him to like really pay attention to this girl and see how psychotic she really is. Everyone else can see it, except Nicholas, I guess. What Nicholas did know, however, was that Spencer had feelings for Trina. He sees it, everyone else sees it. Spencer can deny it all he wants, but he wants him some Trina. And trust me, Spencer, Trina is probably way better for your health than Esme. What Spencer needs to do is start wondering why Esme is far more invested on getting revenge on Ava than he is. That girl ain't right in the head. Anyway, that's GH in a nutshell. What did you guys think of Sonny's re-entry back into Port Charles? Was it worth the 9-month wait, or was this a stillborn situation? For me, this was totally not worth sitting through 9 months of Nixon Falls shenanigans. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted so much more. But you know, it's still fresh. I feel like the drama could come when, you know, Jason and Carly and Sonny and Nina start to clash a bit, but right now I'm just like, this wasn't worth it at all. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a big old thumbs up. Please subscribe if you want to. I'd really appreciate it. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.